One very important thing that you need to know if you're a landlord. Hi, this is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and your #1 source for real estate advice online. And I want to make this video really briefly. We're actually here on location at one of the properties that I rent for my vacation rental business. And yes, you've heard correctly. I actually rented this house from my neighbors, and with the intent to actually rent it to other people's, basically vacationers that sublet it for a shorter amount of time. And I wanted to make this brief video. I've made this video before, but I guess, you know, this is a very important message because I had to learn this message the hard way. And I'm going to show you this property. It's actually really nice, but as you can see, the first 10-15 seconds I actually walked from my house to this house, and this is very close to where I live. Before I forget to mention it, don't forget to go to my website today. It's at the bottom of this video, juliamspencer.com. Subscribe to my newsletter there. I send out all kinds of really cool coupons and some of the other stuff that I do on tax foreclosure investing, as well as you'll get announcements on any new audiobooks that are published or any other information that I find out for you. Also go to my social media, Facebook, Twitter. You can find me, of course. I have a YouTube channel where you probably found this video right here. Just type in my name anywhere in the Google search engine, juliamspencer.com. The M stands for money. And let's get back to the topic of this very important public announcement message here video. So anyway, this particular video is not specifically about this house back here, because this is kind of like a side project for me. My neighbor was leaving the country because he had a job somewhere else and kind of had to pack up and go and couldn't find anybody to rent his house, so I rented it from him, made it a vacation rental, and our lease is about to be up. But here's one important message. I have been a landlord since the age of 23. I've been a landlord for a really, really long time, and I've learned this lesson the very hard way. And I emphasize this in my videos about how to be a landlord. It's also in my audiobook called The Essential Landlording Guide, which you can find on my website. But here's the one important thing. When you're a landlord, you kind of have to put all your personal feelings aside that you have for maybe your tenant or anybody that you work with. The main important thing, if you have rental property, is to rent it to somebody that first takes care of it and second pays the rent on time. There isn't really anything else that you need. If you don't get along with them, doesn't matter, because you can hire a property manager to deal with them. If you don't like the way they look, doesn't matter. By the way, there's actually Fair Housing Act laws. There's really only those two things. And you can't let your personal feelings get into the way of your goal, which is having the property occupied most of the year, not have it vacant, and have as little as possible turnovers, because turnovers cost money, and you have to probably maintain the place. You probably have to return security deposits. It just takes a while to show a property, and then the new tenants may take a while to move in. I mean, it's just a big pain. It's like having to get used to getting married to somebody all over again after a year. So your goal as a landlord is to get somebody in there that takes perfect care of your property. That's the first thing. And the second thing, somebody who pays the rent on time. Now, if you're going to cancel on them anyways because you have a personal feeling against them and you just don't like them, then you just have committed like the first sin on how to be a landlord, which is you're going to screw yourself over more than you're screwing over your tenant, because tenant can just go over to the next place, especially if it's a good tenant who's paid the rent on time and has taken care of your place, kept it clean, and basically treated it as their own. So if you're scaring that kind of tenant away, then you as a landlord have really committed a sin on yourself and your own wallet. So you can probably get away with that a few times, especially if you're in a highly desirable area, to be a little bit more choosy about your tenants. But in general, I can say from many decades of experience that scaring away good tenants is one of the worst things that you can do as a landlord. You have more trouble with this than ever, because the next people that you're going to get, you don't know. You don't know if they're going to pay on time. You don't know if they're going to take care of your place. And by the way, if you find a vacation rental host and it's legal in your area and you rent to them, those two things are assured, because the place is going to be perfect, and your rent is always going to be on time, because obviously a lot of money is generated with the property, and you really are really silly to let a tenant like that go. Now in my case, actually I welcomed the fact that my lease was not renewed. I want to get away from the vacation rental business, so this wasn't a big deal for me. But you know, now I have to also try to figure out who my new neighbors are going to be, because new people are going to move into this house right here, which is a nice house, by the way. But in any case, that's my advice for today. Go to my website today, juliamspencer.com. Download the book called Essential Landlord Guide if you want to know more about the topic. And please ask me questions. I've been a landlord for many, many decades. I know exactly how to do it. I know how to attract good tenants, how to scare away the bad ones, and how to follow the laws and rules of everything. I know contracts and leases inside and out. And I hope that you become successful as a landlord, if that's the kind of line of business that you want to go into. Contact me if you have any questions. juliamspencer.com, realestate@juliamspencer.com if you want to email me. And have a great day.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.